from Houston. I see Sarah George from Maryland. Well, we have both the East Coast and the West Coast in the house, North and
Year or
South.
so more.
We're
Ain't
excited,
that funny?
excited.
So whenever
I
I would
see
get a ride from one of the homies, I'd be like, "Put the
I
TNT
see the
coming
man
from
of
me,"
the
and they would
hour,
turn
Mr.
around. I was like,
Jabari
"That's
Sadler
something.
in
That
the
sounds so
house.
weird. I
Okay,
couldn't
ladies and
at
gentlemen, I
home."
want you to make sure that you mute your line. Someone's got a hot line there, so please make sure you mute your line. Announce yourself in the chat and mute your line, because the gentleman I'm about to bring to the forefront needs no interruption. He really doesn't need an introduction because of his history and what he has done for himself and many others, not only in this company, but other companies as well. He has helped people to retire from full-time employment. He has helped people through the information that he has shared with them earn millions of dollars. So I am just super excited to bring to the line the gentleman that we know as our leadership development officer, the gentleman that we know as the master promoter, and he will be sharing with us tonight some of the information that he has gained over several years, many years, over 20 years of being in the industry. So I would like to take this moment to welcome to the line Mr. Samuel Bean. Mr. Bean, are you there, sir?
I am here, Laura. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for jumping in there and hosting the call here to make sure we get this on the right view. I know we're on Facebook Live and on the Byld group. So, guys, this is a moment, one, to go ahead and make sure you're continuing to text the people who are in your group. Also, you want to make sure that since we do have Facebook Live in the Byld HQ group, go ahead and start tagging some people in that as well. Because you do want to make sure that your people are actually getting on the call, because a lot of people don't know the call is happening. Again, remember, people are on purpose for what they're on purpose for, not necessarily for what we are supposed to do to go out here and make this fortune. So sometimes they need a friendly reminder. All right, so go ahead and tag them in to the Facebook group. Let's see if somebody keeps. Let's see, you're playing with the screen. All right, guys. All right. So with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about it. You guys heard JC Rangel, VP of Sales and partner, this afternoon, 12 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, light it up, doing a how to be a great mentor training. And I can just tell you that's kind of like a part one to a mini series. You might have 4 or 5, 6 of those trainings that's coming in the very, very near future, because you don't want to miss those, because again, that's like a cheat sheet for success, guys. Learning from somebody who's made a fortune in this industry. And with me, I can just tell you, I am excited about the events that are coming up. Yeah, I know myself and Mr. Rangel will be in cahoots again. We did one in California a couple of about a month ago, and it was amazing. And we will do one here in Houston, my backyard, and it's going to be amazing as well. And so make sure after the day, if you don't know how to promote, you will know how to promote. You will go out here and put some, as my friend Kevin Moreno likes to say, some butts in them seats, right? Some ears where you can hear. Put your derriere in the chair and make this thing happen. So another thing that we got coming up, guys, want to make sure you guys are on board for as well, is the launching of the company out of California. We will have that announcement, and a date will be coming to you guys soon. And so Mr. Navarro is actually putting some bows and some ribbons on some events and spaces. And so that will be announced real soon. But guys, I want to make sure we're talking about the art of
Mr.
Mr.
Bean,
Bean, you're
you're
muted,
muted.
sir.
I mean, somebody muted me, trying to catch the hot mic. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and again, guys, make sure when you're coming on, just go ahead and mute yourself out automatically. Just go ahead and make sure that that's done. We want to make sure that the recordings are good enough for people to go back and listen to with no interruptions as well. And so, but like I said, when it comes to promoting, guys, as most of you guys know, industry that made a fortune in and several millions of dollars in was the network marketing arena. And that's an arena that I came to kicking and scratching, did not want to do anything in that arena at all. didn't want to have anything to do with it, period. And a guy in my church kept bugging me, right? And he kept on talking about this company, and he kept on talking about this guy. I gave the guy $1,400 to go away. He didn't go away, right? So I basically I bought the position, didn't do anything with it. And he said, hey, look, this was his way of promoting to me. He said, if you're not going to build a business, I get it. He said, I know you're serious about real estate and everything you're doing right now, but my millionaire mentor is doing an event this Saturday here in Houston, right here in your backyard. And he's helped other people make millions of dollars. As a matter of fact, they actually wrote him up in a magazine and talked about the people who he helped make money. And he said, if you don't get anything else out of that $1,400, go ahead and come to the event, get some tips, on how you can take your real estate business to the next level, ask some questions, and he'll be open to answering them. And then after that, do whatever you want to do. And so, guys, I went to that event just to meet this millionaire, ask some questions, and get into the mindset of a seven-figure earner. And that was it for me. That event changed everything for me. At that point in time, I said, look, I never had anybody in my life at that point that made millions of dollars like that, who taught other people how to make millions of dollars. If he can teach them, he can teach me, right? And that's what got me into that company. I had already been in 3 or 4 other companies in the past, and that's why I didn't want anything else to do with the industry, right? But they got me. After a 4-year hiatus, they got me to an event. They got me to make a big decision, and the rest, as they say, was history. I actually stayed in that company, not to make money in that company. I stayed in that company to have access to that individual so I can evolve. And that bet paid off for me. Okay. And so when people go to events, guys, that's where they make the big decisions. And when you look at people who are master promoters of latter days and the current days, I'm looking at people like Don King. Don King was the master promoter. He took a fighter that wasn't even legally allowed to box in the United States of America, and booked a fight, in Africa, across the world, called the Rumble in the Jungle, and had people from all around the world go to that fight because he promoted it. Okay, he made a spectacle of it. He made a big deal out of it, right? Then you have people like Oprah Winfrey, who, again, her network, again, is huge, and she's put other people on. And she's one of the biggest names, one of the biggest brands out there because she promotes. Guys, when you see these people who are millionaires, these people who are billionaires, these people who own Fortune 500 companies and corporations, the people who are extremely successful in business when it comes to sales and running their own companies that are 7- and 8-figure companies, guys, all of these people are masters at promoting. Okay, they are promoting their products, they're promoting their brand, they're promoting the futures, and getting people to invest, buy, and just wrap their whole entire emotions around what that person's talking about. And in order for you to go out there and make that shift, go out there and make some things happen, guys, and get people to move and make decisions that you need them to move, or that you need them to make, guys, you're going to have to be able to do the same exact thing. You're going to have to become a master promoter. Guys, when you look at the people who will get to the top of this company, and the people who go to national, people who end up getting that 45% override on their directs, and the 25% overrides on the groups that are down in depth, and the 5% profit sharing, guys, you will not get there if you don't know how to promote, right? And so today, I'm gonna give you guys some really good nuggets, and I'm gonna give you as many as I can in the time that I have allotted for you guys. And so for me, you know me, I'm gonna give you what I got. Okay, but I want you guys to write this quote down. Okay, and this is not just for promoting. This is a quote for anything and everything that you come across, as opposed to something that's not working. Right, and so a lot of you guys heard the word broke mentality. Well, the word broke means that something needs to be fixed. Right, the word broke means that something needs to be fixed. And if you are broke, okay, in the same company and in the same industry that people are rich in, that means that you need to be fixed. Okay? That means that there's something about you that's not quite right. There's something about you that need to be corrected, adjusted, fixed, whatever it is. That means that you got to get it together, because if somebody's making money at the same exact time you're not, it's basically because either you're not making money by choice or something's broken. Okay? So keep that in mind. So I always want to make sure people are taking an introspective look at what's going on in their life as opposed to always blaming external forces. And so what I want to do is I'm going to go through, I have about 20, of these things here that are going to help you figure out what needs to be fixed, right? Things that are broken. And, and I'm going to go through them, not necessarily in any specific order, but here are some effective ways to become a master at marketing events, basically a master promoter. Number one, the promoting mindset. Your promoting mindset, guys, is very, very important. So mastering events, guys, is the underdog's equalizer. It's the economic equalizer. Guys, when you master the events, guys, you can actually be a person who doesn't have a voice, a person who doesn't have a rank, a person who doesn't have a story. But if you can get the people in the seats to listen to the people who do, you can catch them economically, rank-wise, status-wise. You can catch them and you can use them to do it. You can employ those people and empower those people to go to work for you. All you have to do, right, is get your ears where you can hear. Get those people who you have access to and create some type of value for them to be there so those people can go to work for you, right? Remember, every event is a life-changing event, guys. That's the way you got to look at it. You cannot afford to miss an event. I don't care how much money you make or how much you're worth, right? You cannot afford to miss an event. Every event you miss will be the best event of your life, right? Every event you miss will be the best event of your life because you always miss the event that they trained on what you needed, right? I can just say all the leaders in this chat that's had network marketing experience or direct sales marketing experience, what have you, and they had to go to events. And there are people in their groups and organizations that missed events that they were looking, saying, if that person was sitting right here, they would have got exactly what they needed. You always miss the event that was for you, right? But every event, get this, guys, this is where you have good math, right? Every event that you attend, you put your business 18 months ahead of everybody who didn't attend that event, right? Because that person who did not attend that event, they didn't get that information. They didn't get that energy. They didn't get that excitement. And you and your team got informed, got empowered. And now when you leave, you're leaving and going back into the trenches with your front line and people down in depth with the same enthusiasm. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's on a mission and they're moving. And everybody that didn't go to that event, they're watching you saying, man, what did I miss? Right? And so it's your job to make people reflect on their poor decisions. Remember that word poor. You look at that acronym, poor, passing over opportunities repeatedly, right? So all of you guys who are listening to me tonight, you can hear my voice tonight. You didn't pass up the opportunity to be in Byld, but many of you, 95% of you, are passing up the opportunity to get better every day. Okay? You're in the company, you're in the right place at the right time. You're just the wrong person at this moment, right? You're not doing the things that you're supposed to do. So you're passing up. Remember, just because you're in Byld doesn't mean that you didn't pass up the opportunity. If you're not taking full advantage of it, you're not basically doing whatever you need to do to maximize, you're passing up the opportunity. So let's make sure we understand that. Number two, set goals, okay? You have to know what you're going to get out of the event before you show up, right? And so you want to make sure you know why, because it's okay to get everybody else to go, but why are you going? Okay? You got to get yourself and promote to yourself before you promote to anybody else. Sell yourself before anybody else can be sold. If you're not sold, nobody else is buying. Okay, so know why you're going. What impact you want to have. You want the event to have on you. What rank you want to go as. Okay, what number of personals and team members you want to go with. Right? How many guests do you want to have in attendance? Okay, these are things that when you talk about the mindset mentality, what do you want to have happen after the event? Okay. And that's very, very important. And I look at the magic of numbers, guys. In my old company, the last one that I made 7 figures, multiple 7 figures, I have 8 figures in the actual company. We had what we call the magic of numbers, or what I call the magic of numbers. I knew at every event how many legs of business, like how many personal legs of business that I needed to have to get to the next rank, and how many people within each one of those legs of businesses need to be there in attendance. To go sapphire, ruby, emerald, diamond, blue diamond. I knew exactly how many people to get to the events, not to buy a product, just to get to the events, right? And we don't know that yet, because we're a brand new company. But guess what? The numbers are going to show us and reveal to us one day how many legs of business and how many people you need in each leg to hit ranks in this company, right? And so that's going to blueprint itself out. But understand that you won't be a part of the numbers unless you're in attendance, okay? Let's see here. Campaign, don't announce, guys. Number 3, campaign, don't announce. If you promote casually, you and everybody in your business will become a casualty. If you don't plan on going, guess what you won't do? You won't promote. If you don't plan on going, guess what your team won't do? They won't go, right? Which means that now you become the cancer in your organization. You become the person that leads everybody else to their financial fate, right? Because they're following their leader, not the leader, right? They're following you. Well, if Dr. Arlene ain't going, I ain't going. Okay, well, if Paula Shaw ain't going, if Tony Denner ain't going, I ain't going, right? Jabari Saturday ain't going, I ain't going, right? And so because you won't go, they're not going to go because they're following your lead, right? And so campaign, guys, don't announce. A lot of you guys say, I'm going to the event, and it's just casual, right? It's just in passing almost. There's nothing behind it. Matter of fact, a lot of you guys campaign harder for your politicians than you do for your own freedom, right? And when you campaign for these politicians, what do? You stick signs in your yard. You go out there, you volunteer, right? You go out there and wear buttons on your shirt, right? You actually campaign, you give away money that should be in your household for that campaign dollars. And what do you get for it? You get your politician. That's what you got. You win a politician, right? But what if you put that same energy, that same, excellence and campaigning behind your leaders, your events, right? What could happen? You become, again, the economic equalizer in your roof, right? Under your roof, right? You become the 6-figure monthly earner in your house, in your family. You become the first generation millionaire in your family. You become the millionaire creator, right? You become the founder of the feast. Guys, campaign for you, campaign for your leaders, campaign for your company. Don't just announce. Don't be so subtle with it, so casual with it. Okay? Be on purpose with it. Make sure people know that you are campaigning so hard that they think that you're psychotic behind it, that you're crazy, you consumed, right? That you basically enjoying a cult or something, right? You just make them know that you believe. Okay? Make them know that you believe. Number 4, plot against procrastination. Plots against procrastination. All of my people on this call, guys, if you've been in network marketing, if you've been in business, if you've been think about it. If you've ever been in the right place at the right time and self-sabotage and did the right thing, please put a 1 in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'll get to it tomorrow. How many of y'all know that people who say they'll get to it tomorrow, if they're broke today, they'll be broke tomorrow? Right? How many of you know that people who say I'll get to it tomorrow that are looking for something big, next year, at the same date, the same time, the same moment, they'll be in the same place saying I'll get to it tomorrow, right? The biggest nation of any and every nation in the world is procrastination. And guess what? We've all lived there. We've all taken residency there at some point in time in our life. And the people who can go out there and get out their way, those are the ones who get it in. And when you do something, guys, you should do it now, period. Okay? People who don't do it now, people who don't jump on it right away, people don't make a decision to go ahead and get it done immediately, that's a broke mindset. You might not be a broke person, you might not be broke in the pocket, but again, it's broken, right? That's something that needs to be fixed right or right? See, broke, again, it's not in the pocket. Broke is in the mind. Like I said, it's broken, which means that you got to fix it, which means that if J.C. Rangel says, do this and do this now, boom, something should say, do this now. Ms. Navarro says, hey, guys, this is what we got. Here's the date. Here are the tickets. Boom. You should do it now. You should buy it now, right? Don't procrastinate, okay? People like this. People who procrastinate, they put themselves in a position where long-term, they're going to suffer. Waiters, guys, let me write this down. Waiters become waiters, okay? Waiters, people who wait and let opportunities pass them by, they end up 50, 60, 70 years old, working as waiters and working as greeters and people at Walmart, at front doors, and people who clean up behind people at McDonald's. I don't think that's what you want to have in your future. But keep waiting, right? And you'll be waiting on some of these people here who didn't wait, right? You go Steak 48, some you'll be waiting, right, at the table. And so waiters become waiters, right? Make decisions based on what you don't want to have, since you won't make a decision on what you do want to have, right? If you don't want to have a horrible financial life, economically sour life, in your future, guys, do what you're supposed to do today. Since $1 million, don't tempt you. Since $100,000 a month don't tempt you, right? But when it comes to procrastination, guys, again, do everything that you're supposed to do today, not later. There is no tomorrow for procrastinators, even though that's what they tell themselves. So social media, number 5, social media. Leverage platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and just so you can reach your audience. JC talks about it all the time. Let everybody know that you're in solar, right? I've let a lot of people know. Half the world, anybody who's on social media knows that I'm in solar now, right? If they don't know, it's because they haven't been on solar and they haven't been on social media and they haven't picked up my phone. But if we have events like tomorrow, I'm going to do a video about the Houston event. Okay, you should go on there and post about it. We've been posting about it in groups. We've been posting about it on our pages. I'm going to do an event, a video tomorrow, and talk about it. And I'll talk about some of the benefits and things that I'm going to have at the event for people who show up that are customers and prospects that bring bills. Okay, I'm going to promote. I'm going to use social media to make money. Right, a lot of people use social media to occupy their time. A lot of you guys who are on social media, you play video games, right? You're liking this, that, and other, and you're following these people, and it's not making you any money. As a matter of fact, you're losing time. Like you get off social media, you realize you've been on it for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4, right? And you wish you had that time back, but you turn around and do the same thing tomorrow, next day, next week, next month, right? And so, but use social media, guys, to make a fortune, right? Not to miss your mark. Inbox is everything, guys. Use all of that on social media. Do anything and everything. Share valuable content, testimonials, and event details. So number 6, decide not to miss an event, period. Attend every event, guys, that you qualify to attend. Attend every event. What's an event? Tonight's an event. All right. Tomorrow, you're going to have an event at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It's called a presentation. Okay. Kevin Moreno and possibly Mr. Rangel will be on that. I know I will be doing that event on Thursday. We will have several events, through the week, door knocking events and trainings and stuff like that. Commercial events and trainings, right? We will have events on Saturdays, obviously, our big event, but those are events too. Those events are just as important as the big events. Okay. Some of y'all are like Easter people going to church. You only go to church once a year on Easter, right? And so it's like you big event people. You only go to the big events, right? Or you only come to the Millionaire Mindset call once a week because you don't think everything else is important. Well, it is. It's just as important as the huge events, guys. Remember, you're teaching your people how to behave. Remember, that's when you learn how to do business. You either learn it the right way or the wrong way. When you're teaching people based on what you do, you're either teaching them the right way or the wrong way, right? So let's make sure you decide not to miss an event. I have missed, and you say, what would keep you from an event, guys? For me, when I have a goal, when I have a dream, nothing. I miss funerals. I missed my uncle's funeral. My family was mad at me, but he ain't had no problem with it. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that in jest. I'm saying that because I have closure with everybody I deal with. If I love you, before we leave each other. So their problem, wasn't with me. Their problem was with them because they didn't have closure. It's not because I wasn't there, right? So me and him was good, right? But I had to be at a leadership event that was going to make us fortunes and help my people who were looking up to me and looking, because how many of y'all know that the people on your team don't really care nothing about what you got going on in your life? They joined you to help them make money. That's their agenda, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. They're going to hold you accountable, right? My cousin got married. My wife was in the wedding. Guess where I was? At Leadership Boot Camp. I told my cousin, babe, I'm too broke to be at your boot camp. I can't even get you a gift. You can have my wife. My wife will be here. She's gonna be in the wedding. She's gonna be by your side. But me, I'm gonna be over here at this leadership boot camp. And 2 years later, I took her and her husband on a cruise. We took her and her husband on a cruise with the money that we made. And they were, trust me, they were a whole lot happier that I wasn't there than me showing up broke and them not getting that cruise, I promise you. Right. And so my wife and I, every year, our anniversary was on an event. And he'll tell you, my birthday was on the event in October. My wife's her birthday was on January, and our anniversary was in July. Every one of our main days for 18, almost 19 years was on an event. And guess what? We were at the event. People who make excuses don't make a fortune. Matter of fact, y'all have holidays y'all celebrate, and y'all can't afford to celebrate them. For 18 years, for 18 months, when I was broke, we didn't celebrate nothing. Yeah, happy birthday. All right, let's peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go for a walk. Let's go to a movie or something. Nothing big. Happy anniversary. Happy Mother's Day, happy Father's Day. That's what we got for those holidays. And after that, when we got wealthy, when we made millions, every day was a holiday. Okay. Some of y'all, again, you prioritizing the wrong things. Okay. If you ask yourself, if we're having a board meeting in California and all of us are shareholders, where would Bill Gates be? Where would Warren Buffett be? Right? Where would the people who actually had shares in their companies be with them at that event? And see, some of y'all don't look at it like I look at it. For me, again, I was taught a long time ago, highly successful people create the terms and the environment in their brain that they need to be successful. I saw myself as a shareholder. And if I wasn't there, I was going to miss the big announcements. If I wasn't there, I wasn't going to be a part of the company exploding, right? And I had an obligation to my team and the other shareholders and people who invested in the company with a membership pack to be there for them, even if they couldn't make it or didn't make it. But that wasn't going to determine whether I made it or not. So I decided to never miss an event. There's nothing that could have kept me from being at an event, period. The next one is our email marketing. This is real quick, real easy. Email reminders to your team members, guys. And corporate normally does that. And they're putting things in place where you guys are going to have email blast out, on events. Okay, you already have a text message that you can actually go ahead and subscribe to that will remind you of events. You should do that as well. But build a customer email and prospect list. So if you have prospects and you have customers, guys, I'll build a list and build an email list, build an email campaign. And some of you who have VAs, you have PAs, have your PAs, facilitate that, email things out and text message things out and stuff like that, right? Then have somebody else do that. But you still want that to keep people in the loop. Number 8, content marketing. Create valuable content, guys. Real simple. Blogs, posts, videos, podcasts, things that address the needs and interests of your target audience. Okay? And let them know, as everything you need is going to be at this event. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about that. We're going to educate you on this. We're going to empower you with that. And make sure you have your content on point, on purpose. Number 9, webinars and online events. Host webinars or online events to showcase your expertise, build your trust with potential attendees. I used to do Zooms where I would be interviewed. Okay. And so we'd have interviews all the time on things that we focused on. And so you would have people in the audience who chimed in on Facebook Lives. And then you'd have people we would tag in and they would come back in after that. And they would ask questions even after the event was over, and then we'd get a chance to go back and inbox them and talk to them about it. Okay? And then invite them out to the next deal. But webinars and online events. Number 10, guys, use all your personal connections. Okay? Liquidate everything you got. If you got a phone number, if it's in your phone, call it, text it. Okay? If you got an email it. Friends, family, associates, colleagues, co-workers, ex-co-workers, ex-partners, ex-associates, I would say ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, but yeah, some of y'all, no, I wouldn't do that if I were y'all. Dr. Arlene's like, nope. Nope. So, but use exhaust all your personal contacts, guys. Get everybody either showing up or referring people to you, right? Number 11, paid advertising and leads. And see, you can use, again, some of this stuff, again, depends on who you are and what your expertise is. Use targeted online ads, the Google ads, Facebook ads to reach a wider audience. And some of you guys who are very proficient when it comes to getting leads and you have lead sources, okay? If you're targeting, especially if you can target an area that you're going to have an event in, guys, target that area, run campaigns for leads, get people calling you wanting to know more about the business opportunity, and get people calling you wanting to know about, how to get solar, and invite everybody to that event. You'll have people who will be there, wanting to know all the benefits, all the tax deductions, how the property value of my house is going up, what to do, what insurance covers, what it doesn't, who is this Freedom Forever and how they gonna help me and why they different than everybody else I heard horror stories about. And why should I, as a solar pro, come over here and check y'all out, right? And so if you're good at ads, guys, and you're running leads or whatever, guys, do it, because some of you guys are great at what you're doing. And if you have events where people can show up and they see how big it is, they see that it's not just you, right? They see that this thing is a real production and people really are doing this thing, they will get started, okay, on both sides. Because some of y'all don't know this, but mentally, when a person meets you in the street or they're doing a one-on-one with you, right? And you do the presentation. This is a great presentation, guys. Guess what? They get started, but guess what? They got started, and you're about as big as the business that they see. They think it's just you at this point in time mentally. That's because that's all they've ever saw. When they go to a big event or a bigger event, right, they know it's bigger than you. Then when they go to the next biggest event, they know it's bigger than that, right? And so the bigger the event, the bigger the belief, right? And so get people to those events. Let's see here. Event landing pages. And again, some of the events that we have are real close, so that probably won't work at the moment. But event landing pages, guys, like anytime you got, again, events happening and you're good at promoting, sending people to the page and they can see videos and they can see testimonials and they can see, a lot of things happening, guys, that's going to be very, very effective to you, okay? But make sure you have the details for the event on there, testimonials, registration information, all that good stuff. Number 13, network with other pros in your other markets. Okay. When you have other people in other markets, you're doing events for them, they're doing events for you. You're doing Zooms for them, they're doing Zooms for you, right? You guys are edifying each other. That's going to be powerful because remember, the person who you're working with in conjunction with, that person really doesn't have the power to move their group because they're the prophet in their own hometown. Okay. They need somebody else to come in and edify them, just like you need somebody else to come in and edify you. I myself know that I'm still the prophet in my own town, and I don't get the love that I'm supposed to get when I do certain things unless J.C. Rangel edifies me, or unless Kevin Moreno edifies me, or unless Mr. Navarro edifies me, or unless, Hans or Tony Bonilla or somebody who has a name in the company edifies me. I understand that. I'm good with that because that's just human nature. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't control the uncontrollable. What I can do, though, is I can pivot. What I can do is I can do something about it. Since I know what the challenge is, I can correct that. I just put myself in an edifiable position by being on every call, by being at every event, by going out here recruiting, by going out here leading, so people can actually edify me authentically, right? And so now when they say my name, it means something. Same thing when I say yours, okay? And so don't be that person that you don't want to share ideas. You don't want to share, you don't want to build anybody else up. Just make sure you're building up the right person. You're partnering with the right person. You don't want to partner with somebody who'll tear your business down or tear the business down, okay? Even if the person has a great following, guys, they may not be great, when it comes to character. And that's the worst person. You build them up so they take you down. So again, if you don't know, counsel up. Ask your upline, hey, ask your senior partner. Is this person healthy, when it comes to character, personality? Can I do business with this individual, partner with this person and cross-pollinate? Can I? Oh, no? Okay. Appreciate you. Thanks for the heads up. Okay. Better to be safe than sorry. Okay. So think about it for a second. If you had a bank account, okay, and I want y'all to be honest with you, you had a bank account and that bank account had $1,000 in it. And I said, hey, our credit card, and that credit card had $1,000 in it, don't matter. And I said, let me hold your credit card for a second. And you gave me your credit card, right? Then I asked you for the 4-digit PIN. Would you really give me the 4-digit PIN? Right? If you, like I said, it's just somebody that you just know, but you really don't know. Would you really give me the 4-digit PIN to your credit card? No, thank you. It's honest. This is a honest conversation. So if you wouldn't give me a 4-digit PIN to a credit card that doesn't have more than $1,000 on it, why would you give me access to a group that can potentially make you $100,000 a month? Right? Again, this is just some things I picked up in the past. So let's see. 14, follow up and follow through, guys. Again, a lot of you, when you announce, you stop. That's the last time a person heard from you, right? You don't follow up. There's no fortune in your follow-up because you don't follow up, right? You stop, follow up, and then follow through. Okay, follow up until you get a person to commit that they're going. Okay, follow through to make sure they buy the ticket. Follow through to make sure they get the flight. Follow through to make sure they got their hotel rooms. Follow through to make sure they're on point and on purpose, right? And then follow through until you see them next to you at the event. Right? That's how that works. You can't trust people, guys. The person can't trust themselves. How can you trust them? Just being honest. I'm just saying. Like, we used to get people to go to the events. How you know a person going to the events? Well, you can look in the rearview mirror and see them because they're in your back seat because you went and picked them up. Right? So I don't trust anybody. Right? That's just how it's supposed to be. Don't leave a person to their own vices and their own understanding. Right? They'll disappoint both of y'all, you and them. All right. 15, door prizes. Door prizes, raffles, right? For your customers and your prospects. Like this Saturday, again, Angel, remind me, I gotta get that raffle, that little raffle tumbler so I can put some stuff in there. But I'm gonna have like person who comes with a bill. If they set the appointment right there with their bill, guys, I'm going to help let them pull something out of there. And it's going to be 2 tickets to a regular season Rockets game, or 2 tickets to a regular season Astro game, or a regular season, Texas football game, $250 gift card. Got that one from Hans the other night. $500 cash, $1,000 on flights because we're going to give them, vacation stays anyway. That $1,000 for them and another person, $500 if it's just for them. But they'll be able to draw that. This is incentives, things that I can promote to get people at the event, right? And so it's just things like that. Door prizes and raffles for customers and prospects. Number 16, ticketed events, guys. When people have a nice ticket in their possession, right, it serves as an obligation and gratitude. If I give you a ticket and that ticket has $199 value on it, or $299 value on it, even if I paid $10, $25, or $50 for that ticket, you're looking at that ticket saying, you know what? Erica gave me this, and I don't want to let Erica down. And I don't want to waste Erica's money, and I don't want to disappoint Erica. And every time they see that ticket, they're going to continue to make, their way closer to confirming to themselves internally they're going to be there. They'll start making plans to be there, real plans to be there, right? So make sure, again, anytime we have a ticket event, we will have ticket events, guys. Make sure that you actually get the tickets. And for me, I was always a guy that when they had early bird tickets, I always bought more than I needed. I always bought more than just me. I need more than just me there, okay? And so I know this, that at some point in time, there are going to be some people who are going to get started after the tickets sell out. I want to have tickets for those people. And I don't want them to have to pay full price, right? So I want to make sure that I'd rather have more than enough than not enough. I'd rather have more than enough and than running out, and I still have people who need tickets. I just want to make sure that everybody who needs to be there has an opportunity to be there. You'll make up that money on the back end, guys, if you buy more tickets. As a matter of fact, I remember when I was making $18,000 a month, and I was about to buy this Rolex. My mentor at the time told me that's a bad investment. I said, why? He said, because as soon as you spend that $25,000, $30,000 on that watch, you're gonna lose the opportunity cost on it. I said, okay. What do you suggest? He said, well, we got a big event coming up. And Idris, you remember this event? It was at Toyota Center, right? And so I'm so happy. He said, go out there and spend that. He said, take that $25,000 and put it on $25,000 worth of tickets. At first, I thought he was crazy. I thought he lost his mind. I thought he was just, basically about to line his pockets with my ticket money. When I realized I actually had a ticket, I had a team big enough to actually move the tickets to begin with. That's one. But not only did I sell those tickets that I got at wholesale because I got them at early bird, I sold them all at cost, for the most part. So I made a little bit of money to pay for my trip, pay for my hotel room, pay for my flights, pay for my food. But most importantly, every one of those tickets I bought had a body in the seat. I made 63 grand residual income that month. I made 18 grand in dual team income that month. I made over 80 grand in that company that month, right? And I'm gonna just tell you, I turned around and then went back and got the Rolex with the money that I made from the event. And I'm still making money off of that. I'm still making money. For years, made money, right? After that event. 13 years after that, right? And so, again, when you invest in your business, right, with proper guidance, it's your return, right? So ticketed events are very, very important. Let's see here. 17, performance incentives, okay? And this will be more, this is be from leadership and from the company as well. But 17, performance incentives at events, magazine articles. We have, next thing you know, guys, we're going to be in magazines. We're going to have partnership with magazines where people who are making it happen will actually have an opportunity to have a photo or a page or a quarter of a page in those magazines. Guess what? They're not missing that opportunity. They're going to go to the event, make sure they get their picture in that interview. Video cameos. Obviously, they want to make sure that they have anybody who's hit any ranks and stuff like that at that event. And those individuals have the opportunity to be in some of those videos that the companies are going to shoot for promotional materials. And you want to make sure you're there. Every event, we shot promotional material event from those events, from that footage as recap. And you wanted to make sure you was in that event to show people that you actually attend events. So you actually practice what you preach, right? You can actually use that promotional video to help somebody join the business, right? That magazine to join the business. Interviews, any interviews that they do. I'm just saying, you at the event, you might have Jessica or Juan, or you might have somebody who from corporate interview you, asking you what was the impact, of the event and what it did for you and your group and stuff like that, guys. Interviews, again, spa treatments, because you have, again, people who deserve stuff. A lot of times the women will do stuff like spa treatments. The guys will go do what they're gonna do, private dinners, excursions. Like when we went to Vegas, we did a helicopter trip, not over the Grand Canyon. We went into the Grand Canyon and had lunch, and I had 3 helicopters. I had 3 helicopters. This was me and my group, 3 helicopters. And we had lunch and we had a film crew that was there to film everything that we gave seats on the helicopter to. And that we use that promotional video to make things happen. But if people don't know things like that's going to happen, they're not going to show up, right? Number 18, destination locations. Whether you're doing it with the company, or whether the company's doing it rather, or whether you're doing it don't matter. My wife and I, without the company, we did a mastermind in Cancun, had a 110-foot yacht as well, 50 people on that yacht, right? A lot of y'all looking at some of them, Laura, Dr. Arlene, they skinning and grinning over here. They still remember what's going on, right? But that was a destination location. We had people who were 60 and 70 years old sliding off of the top of the yacht down into an ocean with no life jackets on. I'm telling my wife, man, we should have signed some waivers with these people or something, because they just lost their mind. They out here in all this blue water, had never been out the country, had never been on a yacht, but it was just the fact that people will go and invest money to go on an event to a place that they can turn into a vacation. We took our team we went and did an event, a mastermind in Puerto Vallarta. Okay. Remember that one, Dr. Arlene? We did events all over the place, guys. We don't wait on the company. Okay. And so, but if the company does their events in Vegas, Miami, like local events, and then sometimes out of the country, Cancun, stuff like that, people are going to always show up. You'll always have, and this is when you'll have people who are not even in the business will show up. You'll have more people show up who are not in the business, right? You'll have people who you can get to come to those events that you can't even get people on your team to come to these events. Just take it from a person who knows. I'm just saying. I'm just telling y'all. I just look like this. I know a little something, right? So destination vacations, guys. If they can miss business with pleasure, they'll go. If they can bring the family and let the resort babysit the kids while they're at the event, they will go. Puerto Rico, there you go, Dr. Carla. We went to Puerto Rico as well, right? So I'm telling you, these are memories. These are when you bond, with people. This is where you share experiences. This is where your kids see other kids that are leaders, that are part of the leadership team. This is where you get a chance to talk about all the great things that you're doing as a company, as a group, as an organization, and your kids are raised in that environment. That's an education in itself, learning how to live around the world, right? Learning how to live in other cities and states. Like we used to take our nanny, and our nanny would have her own room with both our sons when they were young, 1 and 4 years old. And she would be in Vegas walking up and down the strip with the boys at the pool with the boys. She ain't paid for nothing, but she was there with the kids, got paid the whole entire time. She said, we ain't had nothing to worry about, right? We made sure that we never, ever missed events. You can always count on me being at an event. Can I count on you? That's the question. Can your team count on you? Like if you buying tickets, if you buying tickets, you got 5 tickets, you got 3 of them, and then you got 1 left, give it to me. I'll be there. Don't give it to nobody on your team. We don't know if they're going to show up yet. Give it to me. I'll be there. I can guarantee. One thing you know for a fact, that J.C. Rangel is going to be at that event. Right? I know Winston Navarro is going to be at that event. I know Kevin Moreno is going to be at that event. I know this. I know Carla and Daniel Checo will be at that event. I'll buy them a ticket because I know they won't waste it. Okay? So make sure that a person is not asking you when it comes to the Saturday event, if you're in Houston, they're not asking you if you're in California or in close to California. They're not asking you if you're going to be there. They're asking you, what day are you going to show up? That it should be understood. If somebody asks you, it's not disrespectful if they ask you, are you going to be there? You haven't proved yourself yet. They might think it might be on the fence. You know what I'm saying? You haven't made a decision yet. They don't see you on the calls. They don't see you on the trainings, right? So they got to ask you. I don't know, but you're kind of shaky. You know what I mean? So you coming? Yeah. Don't ask me if I'm coming. That'd be disrespectful. So exclusive events within the events. Number 19, exclusive events within the events. This is a hint. Hint. CEO luncheons. CEO luncheons. It's where the CEO spills the beans. A little play on my name there, right? So this is very, very important, right? You got CEO luncheons, ranked leadership trainings where you have to be at a certain level, a certain builder level, right, to get in these leadership events, right? Or levels where you actually are moving, deals. Not just the builder with the membership, but levels of leadership when you're moving deals as well, right? Between you and your team. So that's an exclusive event, right? That's where you want to make, and guys, you don't let everybody into a leadership event. Everybody's not qualified. Everybody's not emotionally sophisticated enough to be in a leadership event anyway. A lot of you guys can't handle leadership information. Just being honest with you. Like Jack Nicholson said, you don't want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Leadership is, remember, leadership is the highest paid profession in the world for a reason. It's not sales. Sales is number 2 behind leadership. Because if you're a salesperson, I can out earn you all day long. Because all I got to do is lead a group of people who will outperform you. You can't beat me as a leader. That's why it's the highest paid profession in the world. People who mobilize people, right, are the ones who make the most money. Hence, people who mobilize people and get the most people to the events, they are the ones that make the most money. Everybody. And I do mean everybody. In that coffee company that I was in, a little old coffee company where I made millions of dollars in, everybody spoke better than me. They articulated better than me. They enunciated better than me. They were dramatic and they were on point. They dressed better than me. Everything, they did everything better than me. But one thing, promote. Couldn't beat me promoting. They couldn't beat me promoting. As a matter of fact, I had the best speakers in the world speaking on my behalf. They worked for me. I had the best trainers in the world training on my behalf. Didn't have to pay them a dime. Did it for free, right? So when it came down to it, I used them to catch up. Remember, that's the bridge. If you ever want to perform on a level that JC Rangel is on, you got to get him to work for you. You got to get people to the event. You can catch anybody. Nobody is, if you're a master promoter, you catch everybody and nobody catches you. That's what bridges the gap. While they're making you money, while they're training your people, while they're teaching your team, while they're presenting for you, every day you're getting better. With no pressure, no stress, no rush. You're just learning. Taking your own sweet time because you can afford to. Because you did the only thing you were supposed to do. Promote. Just saying. So exclusive events, night owl events, and fireside chats. When you especially when you're on the beach, think about it. You're on the beach, it's nighttime, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. They still got the fire pit up for you because you done tipped them real well. But you're around the fire, you're having late night chats, night owl conversations about money, about leadership, about business, about what's coming up, how they evolve, all this good stuff, right? Exclusive, that happens at the event. Game plan sessions, real game plan sessions at the event, okay? Number 20, recognition. Recognition, period. I say the best for last. Babies cry for it. Men die for it. Women lie for it. I'm just kidding, ladies. Just kidding. Look, all right, Dr. Arlene, don't be looking at me like that. Don't be looking at me like that. All right, so I'm just, Calvin, you like that? So recognition, guys, I'm just telling you, if you want people at the event, make sure they have the ability to be recognized for something. Everybody who's going to get recognized has a higher likelihood of showing up, okay, because they want to walk that stage. Guess what? They have an even higher likelihood of making sure people are coming because of what? They want people to watch them walk across the stage. That's when people promote because now it's about them and not about everybody else. They'll look, man, I may build a 500. I'm gonna walk across stage. I'm gonna invite 500 people. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure all 500 people that'll see me get there. I build a 500. I'm gonna walk across stage. I need everybody that'll see it. I'm gonna have my best suit on and everything. I promise you. It don't matter how big or how small the recognition is, guys. Get people recognized for anything and everything, multiple things. The more things you get people recognized for, the higher the likelihood of them showing up. Okay, keep in mind, JC Rangel talked about this at one point in time, guys. You buy an extra 90 days with a person when you make them money. You lock them in for an additional 90 days, another 6 months, guys, when you make them money and get them to a big event. Okay, I'm just telling you that's the concoction. That's when you mix those two things together, guys. Keep making the money until the big event happens. But when you get them to a big event while they're making money, you got another 6 months with them. Another 6 months. Okay. Recognition. Let's see here. Yeah. The best thing you want to do is one, anything and everything. We already know rank advancement is one of them. Okay. So you got ranks as a builder, you got ranks as a salesperson. You know, make sure people are ranking up. But make sure people are going over and beyond the call of duty, guys, doing a whole lot of different things, because there will be other awards that have nothing to do with production. It might be the Rising Star Award. It might be the Rock Solid Award, you know, for the Build Rock Solid Award, or whatever it is, the Ambassador Award, or whatever awards we come up with as a company. Just make sure that when we think about this category, we think about you or somebody that you can promote. Okay, the Road Warrior Award, who drives those miles in the car, going from city to city, you know, doing big things, like Anthony Bonilla, who will go from one city in California to another one to make sure the install happens, right? Or to make sure he does a presentation in his car. So whatever it is, just make sure that we catch people doing the right things. Make sure that when we create an award, that we want to make sure that somebody's going to walk away with and go home happy with and go home proud with, and they're on the airplane and they get a chance to walk that crystal or whatever it is on that airplane with them, and people are asking, what is that? Oh, I just won this. I just won it. I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you what happened. And I'm just saying, recognition, okay, is the key to the ignition of you making a fortune. That's why I say to for last, get people paid, get people recognized, and you'll get people to the events. And the rest, as they say, guys, is history. Okay. So you got to think about it. Right now, we have solar pros in the company, and we have building pros in the company. What happens when they both become the other? We have a legacy company. When our builders become, listen, when our builders become people who sell and our sellers become people who build, we make a flat out fortune together. Magic happens, like Calvin says. Okay? But that won't happen unless we're at the events making it happen together. Just being honest with you guys. So this is what I want everybody to do, guys. For those of you who are here, because again, a lot of people aren't. And again, the people who needed this the most are not the ones that aren't it. Remember, they missed an event. The best event that they ever had was the one that they missed. It was the one that was for them. And they all needed this. But send your team, especially your leaders. And if your leaders are on here, they'll know what you're talking about. If they won't, they'll be like, what the heck happened? They get all these text messages saying, you know, the text message is going to say, I am a master promoter. No, I am the. Let's change that. I am the master promoter. And if you're on my team, I'll get that text. But make sure, guys, I don't care whose team you're on, send your leader and your team members who you know wasn't on here your text message, letting them know that you were here, that I am the master promoter. Okay. And with that, guys, it's 9:01. I did it on time. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, tomorrow night, 5:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you have the English presentation. Make sure that you are there. Make sure you know how many people on your team are going to be on that call. Make sure that they're there whether they have guests or not. And then at 6:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will have the Spanish presentation as well. Okay. And so, guys, from the top of my heart, love you guys, man. Let's make sure that we are accountable for everything that we do and everything that we become going forward, because you're only going to have one opportunity to make a first impression. When it comes to opportunities like this, do not squander this moment, because every day you lose will cost you a fortune. Every mistake you make will cost you tens of thousands of dollars. And in this situation, millions, because the ticket is high. So we'll see you guys at the top. We'll see you guys at the bank. We'll see you guys on the beach. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Same line, 5 p.m. again, Pacific Standard Time. And come with guests or come on purpose. Bye-bye for now.
Recording stop.